Hey my dudes, my name is Cecilia and welcome to my kitchen here in Stockholm, Sweden. Today we are making SOLBULLAR, Swedish sun buns. I took a little bit of a break over Christmas and New Year's. I really just needed to step away from social media and just kind of like touch grass for half a second. I am so excited for this year. I have so many fun things planned. Stick around until the end of the video. I have two big announcements to share with you guys. But let's talk about what we're baking today. SOLBULLAR. I have been wanting to make these with you guys for so many years. I think they're just like the perfect January bun. I mean, they literally like look like a sun and there is no sunshine in Stockholm right now. So we need to get that sunshine from somewhere, and what's a better place than from a bun? They are made from vetedeg, which is the Swedish cardamom bun dough that we all know and love. Made it a million times here on this channel, as well as pastry cream. They are technique-wise not actually that hard. I think they might actually be one of the easier buns in my bun repertoire, and you guys are going to absolutely love them. Let's get started.
The first thing to do is make the dough. Into the stand mixer goes milk, yeast, flour, cardamom, sugar, salt, and butter.
People always ask me if they can knead this dough by hand, not make it in a machine. And while yes, you can, where there's a will, there's a way. It's just so much better run in the machine because the machine can actually work up the gluten necessary to make the buns as chewy and soft as we want. While you can do it by hand, your dough is going to have a shorter texture that can sometimes make it feel like the dough is drier than it actually is. Do whatever you want, but the machine is best.
Put the machine on low speed for 5 minutes just so the dough can come together. After 5 minutes, kick the speed up to a medium-ish pace and let the dough run in the machine for at least 20 minutes. While that's working, let's make the pastry cream. It needs time to set and chill in the fridge. Into a pot goes the milk and vanilla sugar. While that's heating, place the egg yolks, sugar, and cornstarch in a bowl and mix those together. Once the milk starts to steam, gradually add it to the eggs. This is called tempering. We want to slowly heat them up without curdling them. Pour back into the pot, place back on the stove, and whisk continuously until the cornstarch activates and the whole thing gets really thick. Take it off the stove and stir in the butter. Pour it into a container, place a layer of plastic wrap on contact so it doesn't form a skin, and pop it in the fridge to cool.
The dough has been mixing for a little over 20 minutes, so let's check it. I have a bowl of water here. You want to get your fingers really like dripping wet. Rip off a piece. Super wet fingers. And stretch the dough. So what we're looking for is called window pane. See how you can almost see my finger through that? This dough's looking really good. So let's take it out of the machine. Because we're not doing any sort of more complicated shaping like knots or swirls, we're just rounding these into rolls. We don't need to let the dough rest in the fridge. It's gonna be just fine resting out on the bench for like maybe 10 minutes. We just want that gluten to relax, but we don't need to chill the dough in the same way because shaping, just trust me on this one, okay? You don't need to do that step. So we're just gonna let this rest for 10 minutes. Okay, cool. In just 10 minutes, the dough has released a lot of tension, which is exactly what we wanted. And we want to portion it into pieces that are between 80 and 90 grams. Now to round them. Let me quickly teach you how to roll a roll. So you start with your little guy here, and you're gonna make kind of like a claw motion with your hand like this, and you just kind of flip the dough over, and it's gonna like, the whole purpose is that we want like a smooth surface on top, and you just kind of keep like going like this with the dough just a couple times. And you're gonna get something that looks a little bit like this, and so we're almost there. Then you take your hand in a C, like this, and this is the part of your hand that you want touching the countertop. And you go around and around and around, and then at the very end, you kind of wanna like round it off. So you go like that, and now you have a smooth round on top, and then it has like a little belly button, and That's fine. It's gonna look like this. No one's gonna notice. And that's how you roll a roll.
Place the balls of dough on a tray. You don't want them to touch when they bake, so I like to do 8 per tray. If you have a smaller tray, do less. Give them a good press so they flatten a bit. Then cover them with some plastic wrap or a damp towel and let them double in size. It will probably take a couple hours.
It's been about an hour and a half and the buns are puffy, they're fluffy, they're jiggly, they are totally ready to go. The oven is preheating at 200 degrees Celsius, and now we just need to whip up the pastry cream. The pastry cream gets really stiff as it sets and chills, and so we just need to re-whip it so it gets smooth again. I like to put it into a large piping bag, but that's just because that's what I have. You could also just put this on the buns with like a spoon, but again, I have piping bags. I like to use piping bags. So that's what I'm gonna use.
Once proofed, make an indent in the middle. Dip your fingers in a bit of flour so they don't stick, then just press into the middle of each bun, knocking the air out. Fill with a swirl of pastry cream, then immediately put into the oven and bake for 8 to 10 minutes or until nicely golden brown. Once baked, let them cool to room temperature. Once they are cool, brush each bun with melted butter and then roll in sugar. And that's it. See, not so hard. I mean, definitely easier than cardamom buns, I think. And so delicious too. I just love them. And now the part of the video that everyone has been waiting for, my 2 big announcements. I did film this part of the video back home in Stockholm, but due to technical difficulties with my mic, I am filming this here in Southern California, where I will be spending the entire month of February. My first big announcement is while I am here in the place of my birth, Southern California, I will be doing a series of pop-ups. There's going to be 3 spread across LA County. The first is at Colossus Bakery in Long Beach. I'm going to be celebrating Fat Tuesday by making as many SEMLOR as humanly possible. SEMLOR are traditional Swedish buns eaten for Fat Tuesday. They're like soft cardamom rolls almost, and they're filled with almond paste and topped with whipped cream. I've done this a couple other times at Colossus, both in 2023 and in 2024, and it was so much fun. We're doing it again. Orders for that pop-up are now open and you can find the link in the description. The second pop-up is in Los Angeles at my friend Jen's bakery, Baker's Bench. Jen and I go back almost a decade now. She and I became friends when we both worked at the French Laundry together, and at Baker's Bench, I will be putting together a pastry box. Each box is going to contain 4 traditionally Swedish pastries. The first is ambrosia cake, which is like a yellow cake covered in royal icing and candied orange. There's going to be a hallongrotta, which is like a raspberry jam thumbprint. There will also be a traditional Swedish cardamom bun, kardemummabulle, as well as a semla. Last but certainly not least, on the 28th, I will be in Santa Monica with my friend Rose Wild from Red Bread. She and I are going to do a cake collaboration box. She will be making 2 mini cakes and I will be making 2 cake slices. Her flavors are banana split and yuzu vanilla, and my flavors are princess cake and kladdkaka. The orders for the Red Bread pop-up go live on February 15th, so make sure to follow at BAGERIET LÖRDAG and at Cecilia.Talone for updates. And for my second announcement, jag har skrivit en bakbok. Det heter Fest och Fika och det är en bok för er som vill baka till eran nära och kära. Den kommer ut i början av maj och är på svenska. Självklart hoppas jag att en dag det kommer ut på engelska, men vi börjar på svenska. Mer än så får jag inte säga just nu. Mitt förlag vill äntligen hålla tyst lite längre, men jag kunde inte låta bli. En för att jag är sjukt dålig på att hålla hemligheter, men också för att jag behöver eran hjälp. Jag vet såklart att alla recept funkar hur de ska, och bästa sättet att göra det är att låta andra testa dem. Axel och jag har såklart testat alla recept hur många gånger som helst, men vi är båda proffs och den här boken är till hemmabagaren. Jag vill att alla recept ska innehålla alla information man kan tänka behöva. Så jag behöver en grupp av personer som kan tänka sig att testa ett par recept nu under februari. Jag hoppas att ni vill vara med. Jag är så taggad för att göra den här boken så bra det kan bli. Ni kan anmäla sig i länken nedanför. Tack på förhand! And that's it for today. The recipe for solbullar is now on my Substack for paid subscribers, and the link is down below in the description. The next couple videos I'm going to put out are going to be all of the behind the scenes vlogs for the Southern California BAGERIET LÖRDAG pop-ups. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a video. I hope that you have a great week and that I'll see you around next time. Hej då!